Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Saturday, October 20th. Tom Leach along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Wagering Development, as we take a look at the Saturday card, which features the Grade 2 Lexus Raven Run. And before we get into the races, I want to remind folks about the Keeneland UK football shuttle, because this is the first and only bluegrass doubleheader of the fall meet, where you have Keeneland racing in the afternoon and Kentucky football at night. And so Lextran and Keeneland and UK have teamed up again for this shuttle, and you can pick it up at the stadium starting at 11 and at Keeneland starting at 11:30, and you can park for your tailgate and you can come out to the races for a while and then go back and not have to deal with all the traffic. So something to remember for the doubleheader on Saturday. So, Jim, let's jump into the Grade 2 Lexus Raven Run for 3-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs. This is always one of my favorite races because it seems to draw a big field, really contentious, and you can get some good payoffs if you can find your way to the right one. And it kind of looks like the same deal again this year. Where did you land?
Yeah, I thought it was wide open. I could make a case for 5 or 6 of them in here. I wound up landing on Kelly's Humor, a Brad Cox filly who ran in the test last out at Saratoga at 7 furlongs, was way out of it early and closed it within 3 3/4 of separation of powers and Mia Mischief and finished third. I think that sets her up well for this. That may have taken a little bit out of her, but they rested her for a couple months. She hadn't been out since August. This horse won the Ellis Park debutante back in the as a 2-year-old, and as a 3-year-old, she hasn't won yet, but she's been right there. And trying another jockey on her with B.J. Hernandez today. But Brad Cox obviously gets them ready and had a nice little work of 47-3 on October 14th, gets her ready for this. I think Kelly's Humor is going to be my pick in here. Also going to use 5 Alter Moon for Chad Brown coming out of the same race. They finished right next to each other in the test. So if you like one, you've got to like the other, so I'm taking both of those. I think you can make a case for True Royalty, the 4-horse for John Sadler coming out of Santa Anita Del Mar. Interesting prep for this on 6.5 furlongs down the hill, but this horse has run 7 furlongs before and run very well, so I like True Royalty. Blamed is 5 for 6 lifetime, but the numbers don't match up. She's been running at Zia Park and Sunman. I'm just not sure that she's ready for this jumping class. But any horse is 5 out of 6, you got to look at her as well. That's where I'm going to stop there. Moonshine Memories, possibly the 9-horse, just off the Prioress run at Saratoga. Won at Del Mar in an allowance race and ran okay in the Acorn, the Grade 1 behind Monomoy Girl. But Moonshine Memories started out her career with 2 Grade 1 wins as 2-year-olds, as a 2-year-old in the Del Mar debutante and the Chandelier on the West Coast. So obviously got a lot of back talent. Somebody use Moonshine Memories in there as well. But very lukewarm pick for Kelly's Humor.
I ended up on Alter Moon for Chad Brown, the 5-horse, coming out of that test. And that was the first start for Chad Brown. Peter Brandt's one of his main clients. They've had a lot of success this year. So may have learned a little bit about this horse. Now makes the second start for the barn. Good local work. And I like the record at 7 furlongs. That's kind of a tricky distance, so I like that as well. And, earlier we went through a stretch where speed was really dominant, but I thought certainly on Thursday and really this week, you've been able to win from various spots on the track, and you don't have to be right up on the lead. So I think Alter Moon's got a big shot in here. I took Moonshine Memory second, just off the class, but I don't think she's anywhere close to a cinch. I threw Nootka Sound in there on the outside. I know they've been high on this horse from the start, and she's only run 5 times and has 3 wins, but really working well here, and Westerly Ward's really good off a layoff. This horse also entered on Sunday, so they may scratch out of here and run in the softer spot on Sunday. But if she goes, I would throw her in for a price as well. Bronx Beauty I liked a little bit. That last race, 7 furlongs, is a 2-turn race up at Charlestown, so she gets back to 1 turn, which I think will help, and she's won 5 out of 7. So I actually will stop there when I get to my pick 4 ticket. But I thought Kelly's Humor, certainly you could include in there. Everyone Loves Jimmy, a little wide last time, got a better draw this time. I thought that one could run late. I kind of think both of those run late and don't win is going to be the way I'm seeing this race unfold, so I'm not going to use those on pick 4s. Chauncey's intriguing. First time into the Asmussen barn and has had 2 huge races at 7 furlongs. So Don't overlook that one either. So, yeah, this is a tough call, but I can't take them all, so I'm going to stop at 4, and Alter Moon's going to be the win pick. So let's talk about our pick 4 tickets, Jim. It starts in the 7th race with a $50,000 claimer, and they go the mile distance, and I always start first with the post position angle on these 1 mile races because of that short run to the first turn. So I ended up on Glamorized. First time running against claimers. Horses run well here before. If you look at the race back on August 17th, it was a 73 buyer the last time this horse was on dirt, and 2 next out winners out of that race. And the trainer then put the horse on a turf race. He's McLean Robertson's 20% turf to dirt move. So with that 3 post, I'm going to try Glamorized. Aoife, I think you told me how to pronounce the 4 horse. Second time for Joe Sharp. I think that one's a really live contender. It's actually I wrote that one down to my win pick to begin with and changed to Glamorized. And then out of the 2 hole, I'm going to take Patty, who is in really good form. So 2, 3, 4 in the first leg. Just going to use 2 in the next leg. Peru, the 4, I think may have found a little softer spot here. It had a strong run off the layoff from Maker, who's really good at these long turf races. La Montagris, the 9, has been in some tough races at Saratoga and has run hills here well, so I'm going to take those 2. Then I'm going to use the 4 I mentioned in the Raven Run, 5, 9, 13, 14, and then I'm going 6 deep in the last leg. I don't have a strong opinion. Portofino's my win pick, the 6, but I like Fortunate Girl coming out of the same race. Cosmic Code, just on the respect for the Juddmonte Cox team and the pedigree on this horse. Lady Leah from the rail. Rojo Rocks, the 4, the 2 Hard Legacy. So I'm going deep in there, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 on the last leg for a $72 ticket. How about you?
We are very similar in our construction of our tickets. I used 3 horses in the first leg. You used 2, 3, 4. I used 3, 4, 5. So my pick is Aoife. I did look up the pronunciation. It's an Irish name, a pretty popular girl's name in Ireland, as a matter of fact. Lucky Move, the 5, was my second choice there. For Gaffleone and John Hancock. The horse came out of Saratoga, first time in John Hancock's barn, came out of Saratoga and ran against better up there. It's very consistent. I think Lucky Move has a shot here. And then the 3 Glamorized, your pick. So 3, 4, 5 in the first leg. I also only used 2 horses in the second leg, and they were the 4 and the 9, and I almost singled Peru there. If I singled Peru, I could go all in the last leg, and that was my goal, but I think La Montagris, exiting those Saratoga Stakes, deserves a shot in there as well. So 4, 9 in the second race. I went 4 deep in the Raven Run with the 4, 5, 6, 9 that we talked about, with Kelly Schumer, the 6, being my top pick. And I went 5 deep in the last. I went 1 Lady Leah, 2 Hard Legacy, 8 Fortunate Girl, 9 Trish the Dish, and 12 Cosmic Code. Don't have a strong opinion there, and when I construct my own ticket, I may single Peru in there and go all there. But this ticket is $60. 3, 4, 5 with 4, 9, with 4, 5, 6, 9, with 1, 2, 8, 9, 12.
Grade 2 Lexus Raven Run headlines the Saturday card. Really nice card to get you revved up for the football game on Saturday night. And we'll be back with another edition of the podcast for Sunday, headlined by the Rude and Riddle Dowager, with the distaffers going along on the Keeneland turf course. For Jim Goodman, I'm Tom Leach, and this is the In the Money Podcast.